So what does the future of AI actually look like? Well, it all starts with a number. Today, we're diving into the latest from the Frontiers of Intelligence newsletter, breaking down everything from a mind-boggling new investment to the tools that are already reshaping our world. Let's get right into it.
$122 billion. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. That is the almost unimaginable amount OpenAI is looking to raise. A number this big isn't just an investment, right? It's a move that completely redraws the competitive map and sets a blistering pace for the entire industry.
But it also brings up the single most important question that frames everything we're about to talk about. What in the world do you build with that kind of capital? Because this isn't just about making bigger models. It's about fundamentally rewiring how we work, how we live, and even how we discover new science itself.
Okay, so where is all that cash going? Our first section dives right into how this capital is fueling a massive AI expansion, touching everything from the enterprise software you're using at work to the actual devices you carry around in your pocket.
So OpenAI's strategy here, it's pretty clear. It's really a three-part plan. First, take their most advanced frontier AI and push it out globally. Second, build the next generation of computing power needed to run it all. And third, and this is critical, scale up to meet the absolutely incredible demand from both everyday people and huge companies.
So what does that actually feel like in your day-to-day job? This slide just nails the shift. On the left, that's the old way, right? Wasting hours digging through wikis, bugging your coworkers for info. But on the right, that's the new reality. An AI teammate living right inside your Slack that instantly gives you the answers you need. It's a foundational change in how we get work done.
And this wave of investment, it's not just about software. It's spilling over into the physical world. Just look at Meta's new Ray-Ban glasses. These aren't just smart glasses anymore. They're the first to actually build AI right into prescription lenses. AI is literally becoming a personalized utility, changing how we see and interact with the world around us.
But it's not all about consumer gadgets. This same wave of innovation is kicking off an absolute revolution in scientific research. So for our second section, let's head into the research lab.
Here is a stunning example of what I'm talking about. A breakthrough called TD-Fold. It's tackling one of the toughest problems in biology, figuring out a protein's 3D shape. Now, the genius move here is that instead of wrestling with that crazy complex 3D problem, it simplifies it, translating it into a 2D blueprint. And why does that matter? Because the AIs we're building today, trained on billions of images, are absolute masters of 2D patterns.
So here's how it works, put simply. First, the AI just analyzes the basic protein sequence. Then, the magic happens. It generates that 2D blueprint. And from that simple blueprint, it can accurately fold the protein into its final, complex, functional 3D shape. This is going to accelerate things like drug discovery at a speed we've just never seen before.
And this new way of doing research, it goes way beyond biology. Scientists are now using large language models to read and connect ideas from millions of scientific papers in materials science. For an investor or an R&D exec, this is basically like having a crystal ball. The AI can predict which new combinations of topics are most likely to create the next breakthrough material.
Okay, so all this incredible progress in business and in science brings up a huge, and I mean huge, question. How do we make sure this powerful technology is developed safely? And that brings us to our third section, forging global AI safety.
A really big step forward here is this new agreement between the Australian government and Anthropic, one of the top AI safety labs in the world. It's a formal partnership, a memorandum of understanding, to work together, to share what they're learning, and to build the guardrails for the future.
And this really gets to the heart of the matter. It's all about walking this tightrope, right? You have to keep advancing AI, pushing the frontiers of what's possible, but you absolutely have to do it with safety and responsibility baked in from the very beginning. This kind of partnership is becoming a blueprint for how governments and private labs can get that balance right.
So with the capital flowing, the science accelerating, and the safety frameworks being built, what are the actual practical tools that businesses and developers are using today? Let's jump into our fourth section, the new Enterprise Toolkit.
The amount of innovation happening right now is just staggering, and it's solving real problems. Get this, NVIDIA is using what it calls AI factories to make our energy grids more resilient. Meanwhile, you've got Gradient Labs automating entire banking support teams with AI account managers. Then there's Together AI, which has built a framework so models can literally teach themselves to get better. And for any business just drowning in documents, Hugging Face is building small, efficient AIs to understand all that complex paperwork.
And what's really cool is this innovation isn't just for huge corporations with massive budgets. There's a whole movement to make this tech accessible to everyone. Tools like Llama are giving developers massive performance boosts, letting them run powerful models right on their own laptops. It's sparking this incredible wave of creativity from the ground up.
All right, let's pull back for a second and connect all these dots. We've seen massive capital changing the market, science fiction-level breakthroughs in the lab, new global collaborations on safety, and a whole new toolkit for businesses and creators. What does it all mean when you put it all together?
You know, this quote from the source material just says it perfectly. We are living through a moment of convergence. It's the intersection of research, policy, and the market all hitting at the same time, and that combined impact is creating a tidal wave of change that's going to touch pretty much every industry on Earth.
And that leaves us with the final and most exciting question. As these three powerful forces, the money, the science, and the push for safety, keep converging and building on each other, the only real question left is this: what part of our world, what industry will AI fundamentally reshape next?